Hey people, how are we doing today? It is me welcoming you to the Crossville Memorial Airport, 1934-2017, featuring 83 years of flight. And today we're going to the open house and fly-in at the Crossville Memorial Airport, Whitson Field in Cumberland County, Tennessee. Now this is a fairly yearly event, not the 83 year part, but you know what I mean. And it was such a wonderful day, and thank goodness I didn't just put up the entire amount of video I saw and did, because then you'd be sitting here for about 6 hours, because it ran from 9 o'clock in the morning until 3 o'clock in the afternoon. And there were several planes that we could climb into, and several that you could only get a glance at from the outside. This one right here, I understand it's a Russian plane. Sorry about that. Russian plane with, I believe, Polish or Czechoslovakian writing in it. Now this plane, it is in beautiful shape. It may look a little rough on the outside, but it is a beautiful ship. And here I am with a young friend, or a new friend, and of course he's the pilot and I'm the co-pilot. And as always, my clutchiness has come through, but you won't be seeing that. All these beautiful dials and gizmos and buttons and switches, and I have no clue what any of them really do. I'm totally in the dark.
You're a pilot. Come on, you co-pilot.
Of course, I spent a little more time than I should have in some of these planes because they fascinate me so much. If I could afford it, I would take flying lessons. Of course, since I'm afraid of heights, I probably wouldn't go up in a plane unless absolutely necessary. Now, if someone wants to test this theory and send me to some place like, oh, I don't know, Australia, Great Britain, then you're more than welcome to force me to do such thing. Now, if someone can tell me what this says right here, then I would appreciate it greatly. Now, many of these planes, we had biplanes. We had 2 biplanes, I believe. Both of them were beautiful. And for a price, you could get in them and get flown around somewhere. Of course, that'd be it, just round in a circle. But I understand it was very thrilling. In fact, at one point, they had a chances of winning a flight on a biplane, a flight on a, I think it was a P-51 Mustang, and a Huey H-1 copter, and something else, a Waco Model 10 biplane. Okay, that was it. Now, all these planes, both older and modern, have one thing in common: they all fly. They all will fly. And of course, we had to have the Corvettes there because, well, as everyone knows, when they go fast, they're flying low. I'll give you a moment for that to sink in, and then forgive me for being an idiot like that. Am I forgiven yet? Thank you. Now, like I said, there were many planes, and if I had actually showed you everything, it'd be about 5 or 6 hours, because I was there the whole time. Unfortunately, I didn't win a flight, so therefore there's no footage of me going up into the air and being panicky maybe dropping the camera, but you get plenty of views from in the cockpit, even though I wasn't allowed in them some. And like I said, there were plenty of beautiful planes.
Oh, here's the specs. Hey, listen to that. What's that? Yeah. Is that tri-page or something like that? Yeah, that's a Colt. That's how I like that. It's similar to a tri-page. Yeah, that sits right up there. That makes it cool. Yeah. I don't know.
And while walking around, if you can imagine, an airplane is for sale. And of course, what would any air show be without a tiger looking at you in a fierce manner? Oh, and look, the tiger is smiling. That's when he's most dangerous. Or haven't you ever heard that? Except if you're talking about T-I-double-ger-er, then you're likely to get bounced around. And of course, with all the civilian aircraft, there has to be some military aircraft in here somewhere. And all we have to do is keep on looking, and then we will find what we're looking for. And oh, here's one right here. Now, don't expect me to tell you what kind of plane it is, because I really don't know. I do know that these travel fast, they travel up high, and they are military. This one, I believe, well, I can't tell you what I believe because I'm not really sure what I'm talking about. But we do know that there are military craft here. Some very interesting ones. And of course, this plane right here seemed to be just the right height for me to walk through. Of course, now a little skinny on the inside, which was okay because after all, as long as I didn't bump my head on something, I was happy. And you know what they say about being happy. And although I did bump my head a few times, not in this plane. And it's a beautiful plane, inside and out. And here we have the Huey H-1 chopper. The Army Aviation Force. We'll be able to see it lift off. And here we go. Of course, they're taking civilians for a ride. For a price, of course. And of course, what would any air show be without the wonderful, beautiful Aerocopter? Now, When I think of an Aerocopter, I think of the one in a certain Bond movie. But this is just as beautiful. Without the armaments, of course. There's no air missiles or anything like this. But it is still absolutely beautiful. It does have an interesting take to it. I learned a little bit about it. This is not like a helicopter. This skims the wind, not over it like a helicopter does. It is truly a remarkable piece of engineering. And of course, here we have one last look at the Huey H-1 chopper as they're getting ready to load the ship up to leave. Of course, you can tell by that it's near the end of the time, and these are military men and they have to get back to where they belong. So I thank them wholeheartedly for their service, and the fact that they brought them here today so that people can see it and ride it. Unfortunately, depending on how you look at it, did not get to ride. And as you can tell, I was a little closer than I thought. I was paying more attention to my camera than I was distance, and it kind of worries me how close I was. If you like this video, then please give it a thumbs up. Let me know you liked it. And if you're new to this channel, please subscribe. You never know what you're going to see next. And of course, if you want to, you can share this video with your friends. And if you really hated the video, then you can share it with your enemies and make them suffer. If you have any questions or comments, put them in the comment section below. I'd appreciate it very much. I do read comments.